From the book. Very good.
So, like I said earlier, you want to be sure that for your accommodation, that where your farmers are staying or your staff is staying is not too far from your farm. Especially if you are doing the NFT system, for example, where you know failure can occur anytime. So you want to be sure it is easy for the staff to attend to your plants easily, and that they are able to stay as late as is acceptable and not still get back to the accommodation really late. Then you also want to ensure generally that the place where you are putting your farm, especially if it's a greenhouse farm, the wind is not too much. So you have what you call an anemometer. I'm trying to see if I have one here. So you have what you call an anemometer. You can get these things easily to help you calculate the wind speed of where you intend to use for your farm. However, you can also go online and check for wind speed of, or the prevailing wind speed of the area you intend to put your farm. So that is another thing that is important for you to know. So basically, once you've gotten all of these, another thing now is sourcing your materials. You want to get durable materials as cheap as possible. So when you want to start your farm, look at the cost. Where am I getting my materials from? Where am I getting my skilled staff from? If there are staff that you need to train yourself, let them be part of the building process. The essence of that is there are little things that might go wrong in the farm, maybe one electrical fault or plumbing issue. Because they were a part of the building process, they can, if they cannot fix it themselves, it is possible for them to put any person you get locally through and say, okay, this is what you can do, and this solution or this thing will be solved. Then for those of you that also are considering commercial growing, it is very important that you secure your market before you start growing. I cannot overemphasize this enough. Yes, everybody grows plants, everybody eats.
Thank you.
Yes, everybody eats. However, the fact that you are growing crop does not mean that people are going to eat or are going to buy from you specifically. What I'm saying is this. I'm sure around where you are right now watching this video, there are many eateries around you. Now, do you necessarily go to every eatery to get food? I'm guessing the answer is no. You have your preference. Now, if another eatery decides to come up next to your office or your accommodation or around you and say, oh, because we have 50 or 100 or 1,000 people on this street or this locality, I am sure I will sell. That may look, theoretically, that might sound true, because if you are producing, if you are cooking food, people should eat. But the reality is, as the potential customer, there are some people that you've already decided this is where I will buy my rice, this is where I will buy my gari. So the fact that you are going to be producing food does not essentially mean that people are going to buy from you. So you must first and foremost ensure you have the market secured for yourself and say, oh, I want to grow, for example, lettuce. Who is going to buy my lettuce? You are the ones that I am thinking would buy my lettuce. What kind of lettuce do you want to buy? That is essential. What kind of lettuce do you want to buy? Is it X type of lettuce? Is it romaine lettuce, iceberg lettuce? How often would you need this lettuce? Understand what your market wants. I am always of the opinion that do not try and follow the trend where they say, oh, we are producing based on supply. No, produce based on demand. When you produce based on demand, that would also ensure that your wastage is reduced, if at all there will be any wastage. So go to the market, know what the market wants. If possible, unless you are growing for the general populace of general market, also know what sells the most. What type of tomatoes, if you are growing tomatoes, what type of tomatoes sells best in that market? For example, you are in Ibadan, there is a market there called Bodija. What kind of tomato sells best in Bodija market? Oh, in your own case, you are in Benin. You are selling yam in Ilushi market. What kind of seed yam sells best in Ilushi market? You need to understand this so that when you produce, you are producing that for a demand that is already available. Or if not what sells best, what is that thing that people need that is not available? So that is on one side. On the flip side, on your materials, also know what or which of my materials is likely to get spoiled first. Is it the sprinklers that will get blocked easily? If my sprinklers are likely to get blocked, where can I get an easy replacement? Or do I need to buy excess and keep just in case they spoil? So you need to know where things can go wrong so that you can put in the things, or that's the word to use now, you can mitigate against them going wrong before they go wrong. So setting up the farm, in summary, your location is important, your market is important, your materials are important, the skill to manage your produce, to help you manage the farm, it's also very, very important. Because even if you have everything properly set up, if the people that are going to manage are not skilled, they are going to make you run at a loss. Then agriculture at this stage, remember, it is a business. Like I tell people, even if you come to visit me on my farm, we don't do the whole, welcome, thank you for coming, take this produce as a sign of you came. No, the sign that you came is you can snap picture. If we need to entertain you with anything, we'll give you something separate. But the produce has a market price on it. So you must be very disciplined. Then another aspect is ability to collect data. You are making nutrients. When did you make your nutrient? How often do you make your nutrient? How much fertilizer are you using? Take note of every nitty-gritty. What is the temperature of your farm every day of the week? You need to know these things, because when you are trying to expand, these are the knowledge that you are going to use to know, in the past 2 years, in the past 3 years, this is the highest temperature I have had on the farm. This is the worst pH I have had from my ordinary water. This is the best pH I have had from my fertilizer. You are buying fertilizer from source A, you want to switch to source B. The only way to compare which is best is not just, you don't have to wait for the crops to start dying to know whether B is better than A. From the result, you look at your pH, you're able to say, the pH I was always getting when I was using fertilizer from source A was between 6 and 6.5. But now that I'm using source B, my pH has fallen to 4. You already know over time this is going to harm your plant, except the plant you are growing is a plant that requires acidic environment to grow. So you need to understand these things. You need to know when temperature gets very high so that you are able to decipher when you are probably going to need to mitigate against temperature rise. So these are some of the little things that you need to put in place before you say, I want to go full-scale commercial. But like I always advise, start small, grow your business gradually, understand the system, understand the working of soilless farming. It is farming, but it is totally different from what is obtainable in soil-based farming. So I hope this helped. The few things that you should take note of before you think of coming into soilless farming commercially. Have an awesome afternoon, evening, or night, depending on when you watched it.